Alrighty, here we go with the Nickel Boys. This is a full reaction. It's another Eric movie. The reason you can't see me yet is I just want to show you where we're at. When this goes away, I'll say Mark, and that'll be the beginning of the movie. And man, is this refreshing. So I tried to watch A Complete Unknown, and the copy I have is bad. But I can't tell. It reached a point where it's like I wondered, the people that pirated it, did they cut it up? Because there was a cut that was so bad that I was like, can't tell if shitty movie or shitty piracy. And the reason I wonder about this is because they actually inserted a commercial into the middle of the movie. Like their own little 30-second film commercial. They stuck it in. I've never seen that at this website before, where you download them. So that tells me they're capable of anything. If they're capable of inserting their own footage into the movie, they are capable of removing footage from the movie. So that's when I stopped doing the full reaction. I'm going to wait to try to find a better copy. Hopefully I can at some point. I was going to do all three Eric movies today, but, I can't risk watching an incomplete, unsyncable copy of the movie, right? So, just going to have to wait. So I'm going to do the other two today. We'll see how it goes. And fortunately, like the fifth movie, the third movie today was going to be the fifth movie. I don't even need to do that until next month. I was just going to do it so I could finish the category, right? Anyway, point being, this is a much better copy of a movie. This is pristine. It looks great. It's not washed out. I doubt there's going to be the ads stuck into it. And get this, for the first time ever for a downloaded movie, it's got captions. Subtitles for a downloaded movie. Upgrade. I'm very excited. Now, I don't know if the movie's any good, but at least the copy's good. So, anyway, enough preamble. Let's go ahead and get into it. When this goes away, I will say Mark. And you'll be able to see it too. Mark. Good shit. It really sucked too because complete unknown. Apparently, it's about Woody Guthrie and Bob Dylan and maybe some other cool people. Somebody named Pete, and I was getting into it. I like the songs, so it kind of sucks that the copy was so terrible. Come on, man. They got so many fucking production credits in front of these movies these days. How far into this are we? A minute and 90 seconds. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. You're wasting this much of our time. All right, let me see if these. Let me move this up just a tad here. Let's make sure you can see these subtitles. Yep, we're good, I think. It is 4:3 format. That's extremely weird. That's a weird format for a modern day 2024 movie. I'm just chilling, looking at the leaves on the ground. Fell out. Look, man. Too much ripple. The whole movie from his point of view? That would be weird. Maybe that's why it's maybe that's why it's 4:3. I guess these are some of his earliest memories of. At least let the child know you're leaving them. This is your life. That show probably has not been on the air in 60 years. And here we are still referencing it. here in 2025. They used to put people on there you didn't know what was coming out. Bringing up people from your past. That'd be hectic as a motherfucker. Is this somebody I treated like shit? Is this a lost love I never told my wife about? God damn. Jesus. Speaking of nickels, since this movie's taking its time getting started here, um, I hate that whole running thing, that gag or whatever you want to call it, meme, whatever the hell it is. I like how they're doing it, showing us who we're looking out of, right? Of if I had a nickel every time this thing happened, I would only have two nickels, but it's weird to happen twice. Man, I hate that so much because it takes too long to say. We know as soon as you say if I had a nickel, we know how to finish the sentence, but we have to sit through the next 15 seconds of hearing what we know is going to happen, right? Old man complains. Old man screams at the clouds, complaining about shit that these kids these days are doing and saying, right? That's 100% what this is. But so far, the movie's boring me. Can we, get started on the plot? I assume you're setting shit up, right? We're going to really empathize with this character. But the actual movie, we're like 4 minutes in. Can we fucking do something here? Because the childhood sucks. We get that. Maybe it's the fact my childhood sucks. I'm just like, yeah, I get it. I understand. Nobody cares that your childhood sucked. I will say this. To say something nice about the movie, it's original. I've never seen this before. I've never seen somebody do it like this. I really hope the entire movie is not his point of view. That would be tedious. But there was a movie that was like that. What was it? It was like, they made it as a first person shooter. I forget the name of it. It came out about 4 or 5 years ago. It was an action movie, and the entire movie was from his point of view. I don't think we ever see the character. So I guess this would be called a first person perspective. Interesting. The Complete Unknown that I'd done before was similar time period. It was 61. This is probably 65, 66. He was a hell of a speaker, man. What's with the white line? Is that part of the movie, or is that just part of the piracy? See this white line here? Of course, it disappears as soon as I try to point it out. Now the movie's trolling me, man. It was weird though. It lasted over a minute. It was like they had blurred something out. It looks like it had been white, some kind of white text that got blurred out. But it was part of the movie. It wasn't superimposed in the movie. That's pretty cool. Oh, subject matter ain't cool, but the drawing is. You shouldn't ask about people's scars, by the way. When do we learn about that? When do we learn the lesson you should not ask people about their scars? Some people never learn it. Let them come to you. You realize how dirty those floors are in the buses, man? Especially 60s buses. They hadn't invented brooms back then. I would not be rolling around, I'm just saying. I'm thinking 65. Tell you what, this is original and artistic as fuck, and I'm not into it. So, this might be something I have to do in stages, man. 20, 30 minutes here, 20, 30 minutes there. Because so far, this is boring as fuck. There's no plot and there's no characterization. It's all setting, right? They're establishing the setting. So, like I said, very original, very creative. I guess we're getting some characterization. We're learning about what his life is like. That's characterization. And we're probably learning about what his life is like in a more intimate way than you normally would in any kind of a movie, right? Because you feel like you're in the perspective. Good shit. The hell? The hell are you doing? Is that part of entering the school, or are we doing something else now? I don't understand. I have a belly button, motherfucker. What about it? Wow, that's some bizarre shit. Or is he just some random dude on the streets? I thought they were at the school for a second. Oh, they're cops. Okay, they think you're doing something. Okay, I got you. Walking while black. I got you. Is he even a cop? This motherfucker's 800 years old. Is he even a cop? What the fuck? The fuck was that? Yeah, see, they're blocking it out. What is this, man? See that white shit right there? It's like they're blocking out something that was written there, right? And I don't know if the movie did that. Why would they? Or if it was like the pirates did that. Very weird. It must be like maybe it's something like the year or something. They're giving you the year, and somehow somebody, either the filmmakers or the pirates, didn't want that information in there for whatever. I can't imagine why that would be, but I've never seen that before. This is a weird day for me. The funny thing is, I like movies that take you outside the comfort zone and do something original and new, and I commend this movie for that. But primarily, I want to be entertained, and I don't find this entertaining. Just, and I never knew that I felt this way about it because I've never seen a first-person movie before. I'm assuming the entire movie's like this. We're 13 minutes in, man. Like, there's no way they're going to suddenly shift to some other kind, like suddenly go to the third-person perspective. So this is the movie. And I guess I just don't like the first person perspective. I'd never do that because I don't think I've ever seen a movie do that before. I just don't feel like we're getting enough information. And on top of the first person perspective, they keep jumping. Here's a scene. Here's a scene. Here's a scene. And nothing's connected. There's no through line, right? There's no plot. There's no, hey, if you raise $20, you can go to this high school. And then we see him try to raise $20, and he eventually does, and then he gets to go to the high school. There's no. It's just a bunch of random scenes. Like it's just a hodgepodge collection of random scenes, man. So I don't know. Oh boy, it was a good photograph of him at least. That's some shit. Not gonna happen, kid. That's not an answer. Which is more annoying? Trying to think what's more annoying than when the characters just let a phone ring without answering it. I guess when they let a baby cry without doing anything about the baby crying. Back when a penny actually fucking mattered. You could get something with a penny back then. I'm old now, right? And my knees hurt. So I'm trying to think how much money would it. I actually had this thought the other day because I walked past, I saw a penny on the ground, I didn't pick it up. How much money has to be laying on the ground for me to actually bend over and pick it up? I think a quarter. I probably would pick up a dime just because you can still do something with a dime, right? But I was at a grocery store the other day, and it was no, I think it was actually a Burger King. That's what it was. And the bill was like $8.04, right? So I had the $8, and I was digging through trying to find the 4 cents. I didn't have 4 cents, but I had a dime, and that was better than getting 96 cents back in change. So I handed him the $8. I tried to hand him a dime. He's like, "No, that's cool." He didn't want to. If I had 4 cents, he would have taken it, but he didn't want to have to give me 6 cents back, right? He said, "No, never." So he didn't care about 4 cents. But I'm going to bend over my creaky old ass knees and pick up a penny. Not going to happen. But what will happen is probably a dime, definitely a quarter, and anything above a quarter, obviously. Like I'll get on my hands and knees for $1, right? See, they're doing the thing. They're wiping something out again. I wonder what the hell that is. That's so weird. What is that? So weird. It feels like it's. I don't even think it would be censorship though, because they would have shown the beginning of the scene. They would have shown like the date, the year or something, right? It just keeps coming and going. Maybe it's some kind of mark way for them. I bet that's what it is. Even if people take out this shit where it says downloaded from whatever, they wouldn't take that out because it's higher up. A way for them to identify the file, right? That must be what's going on. And they put it throughout the movie. Well, that's weird. I guess you're gonna have a really sharp cross by the time you get to wherever the hell it is you're going. Well, this is a little bit of a through line. So we're getting a little bit of a plot now. 18, 19 minutes into the movie. Just open the fucking door. Wow. I bet this was hard to shoot too, man. I bet you do like that. Because you think it'd be easy, like handheld. Handheld's some of the hardest shit to do. It's got to be smooth, but not too smooth. It's got to feel naturalistic. And basically, the cameraman is the actor, right? Because he's got to come up with the dialogue. The cameraman has to know the dialogue, has to know the script. You may not think about that, by the way. There are certain scenes in movies where the cameraman has to know the script. Because if you're going back and forth, you have to know when their line finishes. As they're finishing their last word, you're already swinging over to catch this line. And that's a certain style, right? Like sometimes you have two cameras, you don't need that. But a certain style, a certain way of shooting a specific scene is you go back and forth. Or you rack focus. They're both in the shot, but the focus in the front when they say their line, focus in the back when they say their line, and you rack focus back and forth. You have to know the script. So you have memorized the script as well. You know when to go back and forth or when to swing your camera back and forth. Here, the cameraman probably had to know the script. When he's going to come in with his line. Why you keep looking down here, I don't know. I think you'd be looking outside, out the window. See, that's another problem I have with this. There may be something in the back, right? He's about to get fucked up. A lot of the shots don't make sense to me. Why are you constantly looking at the ground? That doesn't make any sense. You'd be looking out the front window or the side window. And you know why they're not doing that? Because they have to put all that shit out there. It has to look like 1965 America as he's driving down this road, right? And you would need like 2 to 4 miles looking like that. It require a lot of CGI. So rather than do that, you have him look at the floor of the car, right? It's unnatural. It doesn't feel real. Like, and even when he was in class, a lot of the cameras down. I think they were established the fact when they have to in some of these situations keep his head down. Maybe he's just somebody who keeps his head down. You could be doing something character-wise with that. But I don't believe you're sitting in a car looking at the floor of the car. Nobody in the history of the world has ever done that. Been in a car looking at the floor of the car the whole time. You're looking out the front or you're looking out the side. Now, they did show him go up and look at the guy, the driver. They at least did that. But yeah, that's how it goes. Back then. But yeah, so it's just this is off-putting. The first person perspective is off-putting, but also then even within that format, it's not making sense to me. Yep. It wasn't God. It was evil. I wonder what kind of cake that is. That's another thing too. They're doing it extreme close-ups. Are they saying he hyper focuses in on her fingers as she goes up the knife from way over there? Like he's got eagle-eyed tunnel vision. Like these are the doors you open when you do something like this, right? It's just why I have so many problems with what they're doing here. You're not even being consistent within your own format. What you're what you're trying to say. Yeah, you're creeping me out. I like her. She's a really good actress. One of the things we're getting here, by the way, to say something good about the movie again, we're getting more acting. We're seeing more of the actors, right? I just realized something else. Another problem you have with this format. Typically, in these talking scenes, dialogue scenes, you're cutting back and forth. You got this person, you got two actors. This person, this person. We can't cut back to him because we're looking from his point of view. So we only have the other actor in the scene. And when you don't cut, it just gets stale. So what they did was they cut to like her doing that with the knife. It's a way to keep it from getting stale. They did the extreme close up of her fingers on the knife with the cake, right? So he stole that car. That's why he didn't know how to get the door open. That makes total sense, right? But the other guy stole the car. Man, why are you gonna pick up a hitchhiker? A black man. How you gonna pick up a hitchhiker? Oh, this is okay. I was like, what the hell are we doing like this far in? But how you gonna pick up a black man? When you stole the car. Like that is just ridiculous that you did that, man. That is fucked up. Anyway, so that's why they did the extreme close up because they're trying to keep the scene from stale because they can't just keep it on her for 3 straight minutes. It's gonna be stale. Even though she's a great actress, she was really nailing it. So that's why they do that. But then that's unnatural to do that. Typically, when I'm talking to you, you're talking to me. We keep our eyes on each other the entire conversation. If it's a 5 minute conversation, I'm looking at you the whole time. Movies don't work that way. Movies cut back and forth unless you do the first person perspective like they're doing here, right? Then you can't. So then you got to come up with creative solutions like, hey, let's do an extreme close up of the hand on the knife, which means I guess he has telescope eyes, right? Like so it doesn't make sense. But it's an interesting solution. I do think it was an elegant solution to a big problem. It's the lesser of two evils, I guess I would say. So they go to the white prison, I guess. Some kind of boys' home or something. His ain't gonna be this nice, that's for sure. Man was just trying to go to fucking college. Dude got caught up in some bullshit. Man, I'm pretty pissed that dude picked him up when he knew he was in a stolen car. That is some bullshit. Assuming it was a stolen car. But they made a meal out of him not being able to open that door, which, he had never opened that door before because he had stolen the car, right? So they seem to be telling us that. It may be the same place, just a different part of the place, segregated, right? It still ain't gonna be as nice over here. But it's interesting though. The filmmaking problems that arise when you do something completely different. And one of them is you can't cut back and forth. But, okay, so I said all that to say this. One of the benefits of this format, we can tell who's a good actor and who ain't because we stayed on that woman for, out of the 3 minute scene, we stayed on her for a good smooth, like 2.5 minutes. And without the cutting away, you could really see how good of an actor they are. She is great. She is fantastic. So that's one benefit of doing this. We're going to find out who the good actors are in this movie. Because there's nowhere to hide. There's nobody to cut to. So, like, say a couple line deliveries were weak or facial expressions were weak or whatever, you cut to the other actor. You just do that in editing, right? Well, you ain't doing that shit in this movie. You may cut to a hand, but that's about it. Nickel, huh? The Nickel Boys. I see. Hey, sounds good. Yeah, sounds good to me, man. If they'll have you. Jesus, man, that wasn't necessary. That's between y'all. Ha 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 ha! What a dick. Don't be shirking or malingering now. 1965's ass terminology. Boy, I'm not an ace. That's for goddamn sure. I don't be roughhousing, but I do be cussing. And does an ace drink? That's my question. I'm gonna say no. The whole. These keys sure do make me feel strong. So I took a break and called in some reinforcements. Let me show you the reinforcements. Well, he's getting the rope shown, right? Yeah, exactly, always. So it's hot chocolate with marshmallows, a cinnamon stick. We're just playing cards, man. Leave me alone. A cinnamon stick and the video file lagged, which is the whole reason I fucking download these things, is so you don't get lagging and have sync issues. So anyway, I think it was a one-time fluke. Anyway, as I was saying, put the cinnamon stick in there. You've got hot chocolate and marshmallows, Fireball, one of those shot bottles of Fireball. Mix it all up. I'm about to try it out. Ryan has 4 apples. I've done this before, but I haven't done it with the cinnamon stick. I wonder how much the cinnamon sticks, because Fireball is a cinnamon whiskey. He had broke his L. But for his reading comic books and shit. Man, I'm trying to learn, man. This shit might help me. That's actually really good. Now, I've been doing spice rum with orange juice, right? They say you shouldn't mix whiskey and beer. I don't know if you should mix whiskey with rum. We're about to find out. Yeah, I'm minding my own business. I ain't looking over there. Oh, the place is called Nickel. I thought the dude was called Nickel or something. Like Nickel's boys, right? These are the Nickel boys, so I guess the rest of the movie's going to be the Nickel. Huh? But like I said, I took a break. It took about an hour just to decompress, try to figure out how I felt about this. And I figured out why I hate this so much. It's because, I've been watching movies for about 4 decades. Oh, ice cream. Hmm. Guess that'd be a bonus. Oh, he was in bed. I see. It was a weird shot. I thought maybe he was looking around a tent or something. He was in bed looking across the surface of the bed. Okay, I got you. But I've been watching movies from. I didn't watch movies as a young kid, right? So I probably have been watching movies for about 4 decades. And so I've been trained how to watch movies and what movies are and what is a movie and stuff. And a movie is like, third person perspective. Shots cut back and forth. And it can be black and white. And there can be other little things. It can be animation. There's little tricks, things you can do, make them different. But it's all third person perspective. You won't want more because that water cold as fuck, man. Jesus. 2 minutes ain't enough, man. Although Dad told me a Marine can take a shower in 2 minutes from a coffee cup. Like that's one of those a coffee cup full of water and a toothbrush. He could wash. He could brush his teeth, wash his pits, wash his groin, all in 2 minutes. You know, because like they didn't have a lot of water sometimes, right? Which, and by the way, using the same toothbrush for everything. You start with your teeth, of course. You start with teeth. You don't start with your ass. But so I've been trained how to watch movies. So when I'm watching a movie, I'm just immersed in the story because I don't feel like I'm watching a movie. I'm not thinking about watching a movie for the most part. I may talk about shots and audio and direction and acting because in this particular series, I'm grading the scripts. So I'll talk about that, but I'm still in the story. I'm invested in the story, right? Yeah, get your ass somewhere else. You ain't sitting there, motherfucker. You ain't sitting there, motherfucker. Yeah, well, why don't you mind your own fucking business? Is that a problem? I'd be terrible in prison. Hey, cinnamon. Very appropriate. I was literally drinking as he said that. I guess I shouldn't be so aggressive. You're kind of nice. My bad. So, I immediately get immersed in the story. About 5 minutes into a movie, I'm immersed. Unless the movie is just terrible from the very beginning. Like that Little People, The Land of the Small People, or whatever the fuck that was. That shit was terrible. But this has been confronting me every 3 seconds because of what we're doing. This is not a normal movie. Every 3 seconds. This is why I realized just now as I say this is why I hate found footage movies. I just realized this. I fucking hate found footage movies. I hate found footage episodes of TV shows. I want standard production. Third person perspective. Because I immediately get immersed in the story and I don't have to worry about it. I'm enjoying the story. This is reminding me that it's a movie every 3 seconds. Hey, I'm a movie. Hey, I'm a movie. Hey, I'm a movie. Hey, I'm a movie. And it's annoying. As annoying as it was for you to hear me say that 4 times in a row, that's how fucking annoying this is. Now, I hate that I'm bitching about this format the entire movie. But I talk about what I'm experiencing. Is this a montage or is that some film they're watching? I guess it's a montage. That's interesting. Now, this is interesting. The hell is this? It's almost like one of those Breaking Bad things. But it's like, is he traveling? Is he out of the Nickel Boys thing? But it's called the Nickel Boys. You think? I thought the rest of the movie was going to be spent in that boys' home. But it looks like he's traveling in a train. Look at this shit. I guess he's out of reform school, whatever the fuck it is. No, he was fantasizing. Okay. Gotcha. But yeah, so my problem is I can't get immersed in the story because every 3 seconds, hey, this is a movie. Hey, this is a movie. Hey, this is a movie. And so I can't get immersed. And that's why it's so fucking boring, right? So that's the last I'll talk about. I won't bitch in it again for the rest of the movie. It is what it is. It's what I'm going through, unless my feelings change. Oh, Jesus Christ, really? Oh, wait a minute. We just switched perspective? Are you shitting me? Now, that's interesting. That's interesting. Huh. I mean, it's not enough to save the movie. I'm still bored, but I like that they changed their point of view. That's cool. If you're really awesome, do it in the same scene. Now I know they didn't. This is the same scene, right? But I mean, cut back and forth. Go from his point of view to my point of view. Go, Turner and Elwood, back and forth in the same scene. Then you're doing something. Yeah, motherfucker, what's up? That shit's funny. I wonder if this just saved the movie. That was an interesting choice, man. How far into this were we? It was like 37 minutes into the movie they did that. I'm just glad to be able to see Elwood, man. You know what I'm saying? Because We didn't know what he looked like. I didn't feel connected to him at all because I didn't know what the fuck he looked like because we haven't seen him. And then they're making sure we know in the next scene that that's what they see. Here's the thing: these filmmakers are competent. They're good. I wonder if this is a story how he ended up in the Nickel Boys. And then maybe we'll go around the table, right? Because then we'll do the barking. I think there's 4 key guys. 37 minutes in. Another 30 minutes, another 30 minutes, another 30 minutes. They might go around to all 4 dudes, right? Interesting. Interesting. Oh no, okay. So he just went with them to get the groceries, okay. I thought for a second they were going to go back and show how, like, 4 different dudes from the table. I'm still trying to get my handle on this movie, right? 4 different dudes on the table had all gotten their, ended up here, right? No, that was just he went on a mission, right? I like that he's walking on stilts, man. That's a good way to do whatever. I guess he's supervisor. It's a good way for him to do that. That is so interesting. I was not expecting that, man. Might have saved the movie, probably not. But man, what a bold choice. Like I said, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the filmmakers. I'm impressed with the writer. Like, this takes balls. The fact that it didn't work doesn't matter. Who gives a shit that it didn't work, right? That's not the point. You tried something. You were original. You should not feel bad that I don't like it. You fucking tried something. Ain't nobody else trying this shit, you know? You should feel good. I'm going to be honest about how I feel, but also I respect the game. And again, like I was talking about before, we changed from the lunchroom, and the audience may be confused. Okay, are we back in Elwood or are we still with Turner, right? So they immediately show him looking in the mirror. Immediately, that was intentional. There was so much intentionality to that because they know when you change scenes, we're gonna be fucking confused. You just threw a monkey wrench into the works, right? I almost said a monkey into the wrench. We're not throwing a monkey into the wrench. You just threw a monkey wrench into the works. The hell, man? Wait, was that Elwood? Are we back to Elwood now? Yeah, he got smoked. The fuck you looking at? Trying to see if I'm gonna die? You gonna kiss me? What the fuck, man? So, the fuck you looking at? Detention. Snitch. Yeah, I guess we're back in that way. They're dragging his ass off. This is a good shot. But the intentionality, I guess we're going to find out what the punishment is, right? The intentionality of showing him in the mirror immediately so we would not be confused and we would get our orientation. Brilliant choice. I love how smart these people are, man. Like, they're doing it. Like I said, I hate it, but I respect it. What if that's still that same penny? That was a shot in the arm, man. I'm not bored anymore. Now I'm waiting. Okay, what's the next wrench they're gonna throw into the works, right? What the hell is this? I wonder if that was just a copy that they got, or if that's in the movie. Hello? Did we lose the movie? No, we still got captions. Okay, I guess not. Okay, you're starting to bore me again. Yeah. Look, man. Oh, he's in the hole. Okay, that's why we can't see shit. I got you. I think. No, there seems to be a bunch of people. That's not the whole. The whole is solitary, isn't it? One of my issues, I just can't follow the fucking plot, man. They're not explaining shit. We're able to pick up enough, but I don't know. Has he been punished? Is he gonna be punished? Like we don't fucking now. We find out now, but we didn't know in the previous scene, so we're struggling the entire scene. What the fuck is happening? Was he already in the hole? They let him go to sleep and then they wake him up. Like it's just they don't explain jack shit, man. So that's another problem I have with it. Aside from the point of view, we're spending too much time trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Okay, this is probably the whole. Although it seems to be more than one person. I guess it's all the people that fought, right? Told you wouldn't like it. Thank you for letting me walk through the fucking smoke. No, I don't know the drill. He's taking his rings off. I guess they're gonna whip his ass or something. I don't imagine that's good. Oh, they're just whipping him. Okay. What's with the machine? What I was gonna say was these are very competent filmmakers. I like a lot of the shots they're doing. When they drag him away, that was such a great shot. You just see his feet dragging. So that was a good shot. But the switch up gave me some excitement. Now they're starting to lose me again. The switch up was good though. It was clever. I wonder how much they're going to do that. See, it's such a weird choice to do it 37 minutes into the movie, and they did it for about 4 minutes, and then they immediately go back to Elwood, and now we're going to be with Elwood for how long? And like, see, if they'd done four boys, 37 minutes, 30, 20, 20, whatever, and then maybe the last couple minutes is back to Elwood or something, If they'd done that, that would have been really interesting because, especially if they showed how the people got there, right? I don't know what kind of story they're trying to tell. They clearly want to tell the story of actually being in the reform school or whatever this is. They're not trying to, what I'm talking about. You would spend so much less time in here because it's all about how you get in here, right? So their story, the story they want to tell, their focus is in here. They want to stay in the school. Does the machine noise have nothing to do with what's going on in this room? What is that machine noise? It's almost like we could see a fan moving. Maybe it's just a fan. I'm not sure. But that's not what we're doing, so I don't know. Is he hitting the supervisor? It's hard to tell what the fuck's going on because I don't know if the black screen is intentional or is something that is a product of I'm watching a bootleg, right? This makes it feel intentional. It's kind of like mass punishment doesn't work. You're punishing people. What is this dude supposed to do? Just sit there, like Guess everybody is supposed to do as much as they can to avoid altercation. But somebody comes up to you and says like spits in your face. You're supposed to just take it, or you get punished. That doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. The cruelty is a point, right? When we get right down to it, there is no rationale. There's no logic. The cruelty is a point. Mouse clicks. What are we talking about here? Have we like jumped to the future? This is him as an adult now? Wow. Now we're doing this. Guess he found these old pictures when he was in here. That was fucking weird. We switched from a first person perspective to behind him as apparently an adult. But this is what they said it was 61, I think. Or no, 61 was a complete unknown. This was mid to late 60s. So say he was in high school. So he would be between 14 and 18. So say he was 16 in 68. Say he was 16 and 68. 2008 would be 40 years later. He'd be 56. So 98, he'd be 46. Like that's about the earliest you could be and have a point click computer like we just saw, right? So he'd been 46 at the minimum. There's Turner. Now we're back to Turner, huh? Hey, talking to people from the outside, that's punishment. Taking contraband from people from the outside, that's punishment. You're gonna get his ass whipped. What the fuck you doing, man? She is a she's a great fucking actress, man. And like this is one thing I love about this. As much as I hate all this, you know what I love about it? We stay on her. We're not cutting away from her. This is fucking amazing. Well, then of course you don't. Fucking point the camera to the ground for no reason. It's like then again, because I was gonna say the person at the pier did not seem 46 years old. It might have been that Elwood's son. I didn't think about that. It might have been Elwood's son. That's why he was crying, thinking about what his dad had told him. That makes more sense. Okay, we don't give visitors, man. This feet, eyes down to the feet. Actually, it was motivated. He was embarrassed. Oh shit! Here we go. I love her fucking character, man. She is the best. She's an amazing person, and then the actress is fucking incredible. Like my God, it's right. It's in the eyes, man. It's either there or it ain't, and it is here, and you can see it because we rarely look away from her. I'm not. They're gonna fucking punish me. They see me talking to you, man. Come on down, goddamn, man. He's gonna be so fucking punished. This ain't even cool. She ain't feeling it, man. It's fucking embarrassing, man. The dialogue, by the way, all the bitching I'm doing, the dialogue's been really good. I assume this is a biography of some sort. And they're bringing light to, this is, I've never knew that they had reform schools like this, and, any stories you can tell about this is always a good thing. That was a good transition, by the way. Filmmaking has been really excellent. But I guess he can't even fucking lay straight, right? He can't lay on his back right now. Yeah, he sucks. I guess we just switched to Elwood, huh? Hey, man, now we're doing it. Now we're switching back and forth. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. If you did this, I could probably get through this movie. If you did the switching back and forth. But you took too long, man. But yeah, I'll take whatever I can get. This is good. I don't know, man. I wouldn't be doing that shit. That's not a good trade. I can live with this. I like the cutting back and forth. Yeah. You asked me, motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. They'll do it. Oh shit. You better get your ass back to bed. I guess that means he closes. This is him closing his eyes. Okay. He's scared of that motherfucker, so he's got his eyes closed. I know what they're trying to do. I think it's clever. I just don't like it. Constantly going to black screen, even though it's clever, he's closing his eyes because he's scared. It just doesn't work for me. Oh, great. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. See, that's what I'd heard about the sweat boxes. I saw some movie from the 60s that did that. It might have had Robert Newman in it. Damn. Is it Robert Newman? Paul Newman. Jesus. It might have Paul Newman in it. They put his ass in that sweat box, man. He was almost fucking dead. But the reason I got the second drink was a switch up. Switch things up. Try to excite myself since the movie ain't doing it. And that was before we were cutting back and forth and shit, right? You still have to act fake to the fucking supervisors. Because you know you ain't saying what you want to say to the motherfuckers. Yep. He ain't gonna do it, man. See, we need his face for him what he's saying right now. That's just so important to telling the story. You gonna tell him? Did you ever tell him about his nana? They ain't gonna do shit. You never gave him the message. Wow. What a dick. Yeah. Specifically you. That's some bullshit. That's some actual bullshit. I guess I'm getting invested in the story because that's pissing me off that he didn't give him the note. You know when I started getting invested in the story? When they started cutting back and forth. That's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy, but it is. It's exactly what happened. What kind of shit are you listening to back there? You hear that shit? Can't wait till his nana tells him. He better never see that motherfucker after she tells him. That is the dumbest ass game. There ain't no fucking way I'd ever play that game. Yeah. Give me that fucking money. Apparently he's not good at it, but I actually saw which one he put it in that time. It was the far end. They be indoctrinating, man. Indoctrinating. I'm just playing, man. Leave me alone. They're in the mud, I guess, or something. Trevor Nickel. Trevor Nickel. And he passed it on to Hardy's. What's up with the alligator? Jesus. I wonder if anybody ever gets Ace. Does that happen? What a dick. You're both scared of that whip, though, aren't you? The whole shoulder check song is old as time. He's a man. Yeah. No roughhousing. You are not aces. God damn, man. Watch where the fuck you're going. You had the entire yard you could have ran through. The entire fucking yard, man. They could have ran through. They're gonna jump over on my ass, man. This is shit's taking me right back to high school. I swear to God. The shoulder check, the authoritarian assholes who blame the wrong person for fight starting. The people just being fucking out. They're mad at their fucking parents. They gonna come and bring that shit to me. All that shit, man. You mad at the motherfucking world, and it's my fault, right? This shit's taking me straight back to high school. Which again means I'm invested in the movie. Wonders never cease. Blakely. I'm just trying to get these names in my head. Where? The fuck are you talking about, man? Sounds like that's something between y'all. Y'all figure that shit out. Hell no. He's trying to get his friend over into his assignment. Yeah, that dude lecturing, man. He's trying to get him outside. Okay, I got you. Really? Oh, the food. He's getting paid for the food. I got you. That's what they were doing last time he was out here. Make them settle for less, and you making a profit off this shit. I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't want to do that shit. I was starting to wonder, can this motherfucker drive or not? It looked like he's about to hit that car. That's that penny you found. What the fuck, dude? Hilarious. You're a real comedian. Guess that passes for comedy, right? That's that penny you found. What is he, a drunk? I probably would be too if I had that shitty job, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I'd be drunk as a motherfucker. You think I'm drunk now? Speaking of which, I should get back to it. The hell? Well, I see. And the point being, I like this music, by the way. They've had some killer transitions in this movie, man. Killer. Whose point of view is this? Turner? Okay, yeah. So? Ain't nobody gonna try to read that shit, man. You gotta be shit. Dickens? Well, maybe Dickens. Dickinson? I've never heard of Trollope. I mean, any book in a storm, but you know. God damn. Seriously? The room and board. What they spent on you. That's a good point. If you get out, man, like, look, I ain't in that situation, so I don't know. But, like, if you can get the fuck out of there for a while, sit in somebody's yard, do work this fucking slow, I'd do it. Man, you getting paint all over your fucking fingers, man. I have a thing about keeping my fingers clean, under my nails and shit. That shit he's doing is stressing me out. How you gonna lie, man? Move diagonal. Not diagonal, you know what I mean? You know how a knife moves, right? Wonder how he is. He's got to be at least 16, right? Maybe 17. Fuck that running, man. They will fuck you up. If they find you. The hell is this? I can't tell if that's fun or a punishment. The fuck was that? I noticed they're using some stock footage up in this shit, right? Even used a couple movies. What the fuck is that? Yeah, I'm just gonna go the other way. I ain't trying to see what the fuck's going on there. Speaking of stock footage and/or movies, I guess this is the escape plan, right? Is he thinking about it? be running the rest of your life, man. Now, I will say, I took another break, by the way, as you might or might not have been able to tell. So I was thinking about this. Obviously, this movie ain't for me. I'm a white dude, you know. So movie isn't for me. So if I was talking to the filmmaker, would he say that he's putting this in the first person point of view to really make you feel like you're there and really make you feel the oppression and the bullshit that was happening back here, right? You know, is that what this is? Is it to make you force you to empathize with these people for people who may not be inclined to empathize with black people in the '60s, right? Is that the point of it? And so the point isn't you're supposed to be immersed in a story. You're not supposed to enjoy the story. You're not supposed to be not bored. Oh, whatever, right? Whatever my complaints have been, that's beside the point. The point is to force you to feel the empathy. Is that yeah, Pride and Prejudice, yeah. You know what? And in Flash Forward, he still had that on his bookcase. That's pretty clever. I like that. Or his son did. That was probably his son. Hey, man. Good shit. She's impossible to deal with. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. It's not bad, but it's not good. So, you see, so it's not for me, so like my complaints could be waved off. Fair enough, right? Like this isn't for me, it's fine. What is he listening to, by the way? Is that like a wireless radio, I guess? I know it ain't no Walkman. Letting him use the pool, that's pretty good. I remember one time I was at a film festival, and these filmmakers had shown a movie that was about black oppression, slavery, something like that. And it was a good movie, it was an interesting story. But the sound quality was terrible in places. Like when they were on location, like when they were on what was probably either a set or like a controlled environment that they'd done a lot of their filming, like a house that they controlled the entire time. The sound was good. But there was like 30 to 40 minutes of the 2 hour movie that was on like various locations, and the sound was fucking terrible. It was terrible. It sounded like they were underwater. I could barely understand what they were saying at times, right? It was absolutely awful. And so when the movie finished, we got to the Q&A portion of it. I said, so what was some of your struggles with the sound issues on location? Because like I wanted to learn, like what were your solutions? What were some of the causes? What were you thinking? Like just go through that a little bit. What was some of the adversity with this capturing good sound on location? And he turned to me and he saw that I was white, and then he just said the sound was fine. That's not the point of the movie. The sound isn't the point of the movie. And essentially, it's like he didn't say it, but he was saying this movie isn't for you. Shut the fuck up. What are you doing, dude? So I said, okay, fair enough. Like, it sounds like shit, and the sound was not fine. It sounded like shit. And I guess it just annoyed him that I was asking the question. Because the last couple of questions had been about the actual story, the story they were actually trying to tell, the actual point of the movie. And so were the next questions. So I was like pulling focus from that, which is valid. It's fine, right? So what I think the moral of the story here is sometimes we have to understand when something isn't for us. Just like if there's a story about how homophobia destroyed lives in the 1400s or something like that. If we're not homosexual, if we're not lesbian, if we're not part of that alphabet thing, I don't remember all the letters, but you know what I mean. If we're not part of that grouping, it's not for us. So we can interject and we can put in opinions and, put something out there, offer feedback. I've been hanging out. Well, yeah, I ain't trying to get in trouble again. That's for goddamn sure. Blakely's the one to be doing the yard work. Are you going to hand me my fucking mail or not? Oh, Jesus Christ. What kind of message is this? What are you trying to say, man? What is your message? Thank you for your feedback. I'm going to subscribe to your podcast. So I think anybody's allowed to offer an opinion, but we also have to understand sometimes shit ain't for us. Just like the sometimes an anime is just too young for me. Instead of sitting there shit talking it and trashing it every episode, I'll just stop watching it. Like Last Airbender was just too young for me, man. It was immature. The comedy was just infantile, childish. So I stopped watching it. It's one of the two anime I've ever stopped watching for my reasons rather than the views were trash or something. It's not for me. Yeah, she said she saw you by name and she gave you a message. You piece of shit. So he was allowed to have visitors when he's not sick? Is that what it was? I thought it was just you weren't allowed to have visitors. Is when he got his ass beat. This might be when he snaps. He might just snap. The man can only take so much. I've always believed that. Read the second page where she talks about the hugs in this motherfucker who didn't pass the message along. Apollo 8. The hell was the name of the Apollo that landed? The number, you know what I mean? Apollo 13 was after it landed. Was it Apollo 11? Apollo 10 doesn't sound right. Apollo 9 doesn't sound right. It must have been Apollo 11. I mean, the options were limited, right? Apollo 13 was after we'd already landed on the moon. So I'm just trying to figure out the specific year. We're probably talking about 68. Because also, I think they're talking about Martin Luther King in present tense, not past tense, which means it's either 67 or 68. Because I'm pretty sure he was murdered in 68. Not 100%. The 60s are not history I ever studied, but Jesus. That's what those are in the trees for? Fucking hell. Shit. They still got the rope down here, man. I wonder if they shot on location in a place like this. Because there's probably places where you can still find this shit. Yeah, here he is on his computer again. '76. So this is up in '76, huh? So this is a way of demonstrating, like when we're in the past or when we're in the flash forward. One of the flash forwards is put the camera right behind him. I ain't hearing shit. I would scream too, by the way. I wonder how they did this. Was it attached to him? It looks weird. Like the movement is weird. I wonder if that's a reference to the fact that it was 67 in these flashbacks, right? He was about 16 in 67 ish to 76, so he'd be 25 around here. I'm approximate. You know, speaking as a fat guy, one of the joys in life is just unpacking the fast food bag, pulling the things out. You know what I'm saying? Like I just enjoy that. You got this bag full of food. You just pull the shit out, man. It's right. You haven't eaten yet, but it's all you're pulling it all out, man. I just love it. Who wouldn't? I don't think I'm smart enough to figure out what they're doing in this movie. I'll just put it out there. I don't think I'm smart enough. I don't have enough culture. I don't have enough frame of reference. Like the intercutting with the movies, which I think is the same movie from before, and some of the public domain footage, the stock footage that they're putting in there. I'm just not smart to figure out what they're doing. Like I think they're over my head. Yeah, you better not cuss. Oh shit! The fuck's this about? This dude, he's getting all the country witticisms he can, man. Really? Oh, I see. Look, we just gotta be on the same page here. That's all. I wouldn't give shit about throwing a fight. You're not here to fight, and that's just your pride talking, right? Like in Pulp Fiction, that feeling in the back of your head, that's pride fucking with you. This dude trying to win some money. You gotta go down to the third, man. But what if he ain't feeling frisky in the third, right? Like he wants to clinch and shit. He doesn't want to hit you. What are you supposed to do? Trip and fall? That's why I don't like that shit, man. Like this stock footage, this right here, this right here. The fuck does this mean? Like, I bet the director or the writer could tell us. Can I guess it? Fuck no. It's the stock footage for me that's really fucking with me. That and the intercutting the movies and shit. Like this. Now, some of it is they're just showing you what actual footage of what it was like in these places. That's probably what that is. They would put on little ceremonies and shit, recitals for like local people or whatever. Here, put this on and sing this bullshit and entertain people. Dance for us, motherfucker. You know, that shit. But this, the fuck does that train going around, some actual footage of a train going on a train, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? I have no idea. I will say this. How much we got left here? You know, depending, I don't know how long the credits are. Maybe an hour or something like that. We're an hour 20 into it. That's another thing. It's a long movie. This experiment would work a hell of a lot better if it was like 90 minutes, right? You're asking people to put up with this shit for a long ass time. But again, it's not for me. But I'm actually emotionally invested now, you know? I care about these characters. And it only happened, I promise you, it only happened because they started cutting back and forth in POV. If they hadn't done this, man, I was actually going to be like, I'm just going to do 20 minutes at a time, go watch something else, do another 20 minutes, go back. I couldn't sit through it. It was so fucking boring. Now, and another thing too, they were doing at the very end, there was just no narrative flow whatsoever. Random scene, random scene, random scene, random scene. Now there's at least a little bit of it's still super fucking random, a lot of it. Suddenly there's just a boxing match, and maybe I missed where they talking about this. I mean, I know we saw the scene where they were talking about, but like there hadn't been any mention of that before, as far as I know. So it's still kind of random, but like the beginning was really bad as far as that goes. So they were going to lose me. They had lost me, and then it was a stroke of genius. And I'll say even the fact they waited so long to do it was a stroke of genius. Like, you're about to tap out. And I've actually seen this in Hollywood when I was talking to these people, the distributors and film, the big time studio distributors. We're talking about like DreamWorks and shit. I would get like 5 minutes with them. I'd do my pitch, and it'd always say, the good ones anyway, you can ask us one question, we'll answer you honestly. And I'd always think of these questions ahead of time. And sometimes my question was so good that the dude he would put off the next meeting and talk to me for 5-10 minutes just on my question because he really enjoyed the question so much. Most people ask like, how do I get money? How do I get distribution? What else should I do with my movie to get distribution? I was asking industry questions. Why do one time I asked like, why does Germany require at least 13 hours of a TV show? Why is 10 not enough? Why was it specifically? And he had like this long ass answer for why that was. Or I think it was France. I was asking about France. France has so many fucking channels to program, at least back then. They want so much content. They just want a content host. They can just spray fucking content all over the fucking place. They had all these cable channels to fill. And they wanted to fill it with American television. Even indie American televisions, right? So he had this long ass answer really describing shit in detail. And that helped me with investors and shit. Because I could give them real information from real industry professional, right? So I was always thinking about these questions. And one of my questions was about, is there anything that your statisticians and your, what do they call it now in the NFL? The number crunchers, the nerds, the pencil pushers. The fuck is that called? Is he not going to fall? Is he not going to take a dive? That is some of the worst boxing choreography I've ever seen in my life. That shit is terrible. Probably because they're having to do handheld, right? And you can't, cut around or whatever. What the hell? Was he hitting the wood or some shit? Yeah, fair enough. He's gonna punish you if you win or you don't take this dive, motherfucker. But I asked him, I said, is there anything, what the fuck is it called? Like the number shit that they do in the NFL. He used that same word. Whatever it is. The number crunching nerd shit. I'll remember it later. I could probably Google NFL number crunching nerd shit and then the word would come up, right? You son of a bitch. Oh yeah. You're gonna end up dead, man. They will kill you for this. Why? For your pride? And it's easy for me to say as a white guy, not being oppressed in the 60s, maybe this is a huge win for him. Probably is. This is a way to rebel. It's a way to rebel and say, fuck you to this dude. So I respect that. So, but he's going to pay. And he knows that. He knew it ahead of time he was going to pay. So, good for him, man. You know what? At first I thought it was stupid, but then I realized what it actually is. What's going on here, right? And he's going to look at that motherfucker. What's up? I hope you lost a shit ton of money, bitch. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I'm not in that situation. So, analytics. That's what the fuck it is. Analytics. Jesus, man. Tell you, man, don't get old. Start drinking shark fin soup right now to fix your brain, man. Do not fucking get old. Anyway, analytics. I said, is there anything about analytics that people never talk about? And they talked about the analytics of when people leave give up on a movie. Yeah, there's like these really intensive reports, 300 page reports on the exact moment people give up on movies, and so as a distributor, you need to know there has to be a certain number of things in that within that time frame. An action movie is 33 minutes or whatever. He had like it was specific to the genre. A romantic comedy was I remember the romantic comedy was the shortest. It was something like 50 minutes. They will walk the fuck out of a romantic comedy if something doesn't hit within like I was thinking it was like 15 minutes. It was a ridiculously low amount. I think action movie was the longest. Mystery no mystery is the longest because you're not expecting them to pay off the mystery early on. That's what it was. Mystery was like an hour. They won't walk the fuck up out because they want to know the answer to the mystery. Like it's very rare for people to walk out of a mystery, believe it or not. So the number is the hour, right? Like if you get them past the first hour, they're going to stay for the whole movie. Action was somewhere in the 30s. I don't remember. I know romantic comedy was ridiculously short. What are some other genres? Sci-fi was around the same as action movie, and the reasons are similar because you have potential for like really exciting shit in action movies and sci-fi movies early. Thriller. Thriller is like James Bond would be considered a thriller. Thriller was pretty. It was longer than the other. It's somewhere around 40, something like that. I can't remember. It's been a long time, and the numbers probably don't matter. The numbers are probably different now. Just giving you an idea. So the point of this is you have to figure out the moment that you might lose the audience in this movie and do that switch then. I think personally probably 37 minutes is perfect. I was going to bail on the movie. Like another few minutes, I was going to start doing it 10, 15 minutes at a time. They switched that shit up and I got fucking this. I actually had a jolt of adrenaline. It excited me. They did that at the perfect moment. And that's what you got to do if you're going to write a film. Depends on the genre. You need to have some exciting shit every so many minutes. Or something really cool early so they will never, so they won't get up and leave the movie, right? And you have to do it early. It's like I said, they had the whole printout. So they would look at the script or look at the finished film. They would look at the finished film and be like, okay, here's the metric for this genre. Am I excited up to this point? Do I want to walk out of the theater? And that would be the number one reason why they would turn film down or they would accept films. That was the best answer I ever got. That was one of those guys that talked for like 10 minutes. Like he was about to go to lunch and he made people wait to go to lunch so he could finish talking to me about this shit. He was really excited. He was definitely one of those nerds. Again with the cutaways, right? Like, and again, I think that's because they can't go to her point of view because they've only done 2 point of views so far in this movie, and you're at the point where so you have to cut away to something like this, so that we're not just looking at her for 5 straight minutes. It ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna fucking happen. And didn't shit happen. Oh. Oh shit, it was a ripoff. Wow. You talk about a shyster, man. Motherfucker. $200 and another 100. That's a lot of fucking money back then, man. That's like 1,000 now. Oh yeah. What a piece of shit. He ain't done shit, man. Some of this is motivated, right? Like he specifically looked down her hand so that he would say that she would say that to him and look back up. That was motivated. The other one, they were just cutting away so they want to show her face all the time. Picked the wrong motherfucker. I mean, she did. I mean, I get what he's saying, right? Like she fucked up. She picked the wrong person. Trusted the wrong motherfucker. That just blows, man. Get some fucking rip-off artists out there, boy. What are the worst occupations to have rip-off artists in? Lawyers got to be pretty high up. I would think doctors would be the worst. You people got something seriously wrong with them. You gonna rip them off? Doctors got to be the worst occupation for that shit. And then psychics giving people false hope when you got a missing kid or some shit. That's pretty fucking terrible. You're a warrior big. Lawyers would be third or fourth, I think. Is brass expensive? So he's a cleaner. Motherfuckers die, you clean the place out, right? This would be hard to shoot, man. I don't think it's attached to his back, but it sure feels like it's attached to his back, right? It could be. I don't know how you'd do that. What kind of rig that would be? Heaven? Looks like you're about there, man. I moved furniture at the furniture market in High Point for years, right? Picking up these heavy fucking couches, all the heavy furniture, right? Setting them up in vignettes so they could, the show people would come in and, furniture companies would come in and oh, we want 400 of these couches, right? We're going to sell these couches. Hard work, man. That shit like he was doing. That was some. This is this is hilarious. That's hilarious. I also like this two shot, man, when they're looking up in a mirror or whatever. But that moving furniture shit, there were two people, you got another person you got to work with, you better be on the same page with that motherfucker. One of you's getting hurt. There's also got to be a lot of communication. All right, I'm taking my first step, when you got the steps out of the house, right? But if you go up a river, though, the dogs ain't going to smell you. I wouldn't try to escape. That's just not for me. Do I look like I'm built to run? Biology has forced me to stand and fight. Can't be talking about this shit in public, man. I love it. See, there's so much of this movie that's so well done, so creative. Like, this is a great fucking shot, man. Given the circumstance, he's looking up at a mirror, and we get to see both of them talking, right? And it's a one take, too, by the way. Now, you can't see his mouth, so they could dub this over if he fucks up his lines. I mean, you see their mouths a little bit, right? But I'm just saying, like, there's shit you can smooth over if something gets fucked up. So you don't have to do 12 takes. You can do 4 takes, and you'll be fine, right? But this is great shit. There's so much creative energy in this movie, and so much intelligence and cool choices. The fuck is this, dude? The fuck you doing, man? You didn't think that was him, did you? That's some funny shit. You gonna risk your life because you thought that was Martin? Hey man, I didn't know. That is some funny shit. Yeah, you got played. God, that was funny, man. That was some good shit. Yeah, I'm gonna do a movie about this shit later. You can't be saying this shit either, by the way. He's gonna blackmail him. Well, don't you age out? Isn't that like an automatic thing? Blackmail. I guess that's the way to go. Burn it to the ground. That's another way to do that, right? Yeah, they wouldn't have a sense of humor about that. That is true. But there is corruption here, man. Yeah, you shouldn't admit that shit. But you also blackmail is the fastest way to get murdered in a movie, man. The fucking fastest way to die in a movie is blackmail. You'd be more likely crawling inside the mouth of Jaws and survive than blackmailing anybody in any fucking movie. They will fucking kill you. It happens every time, man. There are people that body control is just amazing to me. They put so much work in that shit too. Boy, he's pissed. He's mad, motherfucker. Damn, dude. Goddamn, baby. Well, what he's really worried about right now is dying, man. That's what you got him thinking about. So I guess he was supposed to open that door, right? You're gonna go storming off. You're gonna snitch, man. You're gonna turn you in. Better find all his documents. The hell? The hell was that? I'm assuming that's a dream or something. But like I said, man, I can't fucking understand this movie. I understand the broad strokes. There's so much they're doing. Like what that right there? What the hell was that? Was that a dream? It looked like an older version of him got back in bed. Wish it was longer. Like shit. Chicky Pete. Yeah, I'm not trying to get crunk here. Whiskey neat. That means no mixer, No ice, right? I don't know. What do you want, man? Could have been a contender. Backing up for Miles. Hold on now. A little late for all that shit. There ain't no fucking way I would toast to that shit. Unless it burned to the fucking ground. Which I assume it did. I assume this is a biography and this all shit. Some approximation of this happened, right? That would not surprise me one bit. But you're back in the bar, huh? You sound like Dad. What I mean by that is he started repeating himself there at the end. This is another great actor, by the way. Yeah, that's a good lesson. Oh, so we're finally talking about me, huh? That's why we're not. That TV series is out, actually. Oh shit. I guess not. Seemed all right to me last time we saw her. No shit, don't we all? She said I have a lot of work to do on myself. Well, that's the fucking truth. This scene actually might be the heart of the movie. It's going on longer than I thought, so that's what's cluing me into that. Wonder whatever happened to Turner. He probably died. Of course. Shit. I heard he was going to that. 67. So maybe we were at 66. The movie's supposed to have been taking place in 66. Was there something to remember? I burned that place to the fucking ground. Thought you knew. Yeah, we ain't got to that part of the movie yet. If I remembered, I would have fucking said I remembered. I hate this shit because I have a terrible memory. If I remembered, I would have fucking said I remembered. Ah, shit. Which one's Griff? I can't remember. God damn. God damn, Dan. I think you done pissed him off. Jesus. This dude, man. No wonder he's drunk all the time. I would be too. You shouldn't have asked him twice, man. That's a great fucking scene. He must have he must have blackmailed him. Good shit. So 88. Okay. The last time I think it was the 70s, right? Turner. Oh, he got killed. Turner, man. Dig him up, man. That's what happened to him. Yeah, I'm out of here. Dragging up all this shit, man. They trying to remember none of that crap. I think this scene was the heart of the movie right here. Thanks for the memories. That's what he's writing down. Huh. Oh Jesus. Got a card? Huh. But you talk about how you've been drinking, man. I don't think that's gonna work out. He is pushing this shit. This is what you do. You don't ask for his number. You give him your number, and if he calls, he calls. That's how you do that shit. It's either a soundtrack or a noise that they're doing is just really good, man. It's stressing me out as it should, right? Eerie music continues. Yeah, see that right there, eerie music. I'm telling you, man, these motherfuckers are clever, man. I hate that I don't like the movie. I hate the format. I want to like the format. I do. Because it's a well written movie. The filmmakers are clever. They really know their shit. Yeah, shit. So this is even later, right? This is probably 10 years even after that. He finally found a girl and we got a computer 98 probably. Most of them probably dead. They were old then. Unfortunately, you can't try the dead. And they were killing motherfuckers, man. Think we're gonna go back there one more time and find out a few more things, right? How he got out, what happened to Turner. I love that they switched out the actor, man. That was so fucking good, man. That's the kind of shit that just like takes it up a notch in filmmaking, as far as I'm concerned. I think he's the one that got his arm blown off. Yeah, because we got inspectors up in here. Exactly. I've seen that dude, man. The fuck have I seen him in? Something, some TV show or some shit. Not ice cream. Standing ovation. Too bad Blakely's a fucking narc, man. He's kind of funny. That motherfucker, he's working for the system. He's looking the other way when they kill motherfuckers, right? Like, so, he's not a who are we looking at right now? Whose point of view is that? What the hell was that? Who's over there that we were seeing that point of view? Maybe that's Elwood and over here is Turner. Okay. Because they're not talking to each other right now. I got you. After that shit he said. Oh, this ought to be ugly. Maybe, I was criticizing the fact he doesn't look at people. Maybe that's just his thing. Some people are like that. Especially if they're like on the spectrum somewhere, right? Like they don't make eye contact, man. He's really mad about this shit. He's really stressed about this shit. He's not wrong, by the way. There are plenty. I'm sure there's plenty of them. They stretch all the way to the fucking horizon, man. There are awful places in any time period. Like there's awful places now. Maybe not in America, but there are. He ain't trying to talk to you, man. That's a lot shorter, a lot shorter than I thought it was gonna be. Shit. Shouldn't have admitted shit, man. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. God damn it. Incompetent. I am fully invested in these characters, man. Especially Elwood, because he's the main character, right? Turner to lesser degree. Come on, man. Don't be a dick. He's going to do it right now. Oh, because the press are here, because it's an inspection. He's going to snitch right now. Right in front of God and everybody. I don't know. You don't have any proof, man. Just because you got some shit written down. He told him. He told this dude. He knows. No can do. Turner snitched. Rather shit. Do what you're fucking ordered to do, man. He's got a straw hat and a farmer's tan. What does that mean? They ain't gonna let you do it, man. I need to have it. Yeah, right. Or is he gonna do it and they kill him? He does kind of look sick. Do you believe him? I think he'll do it and they'll fucking kill him. But, is a notebook good enough, right? I could write any kind of shit in a fucking notebook and say it was, these are all the infractions that happened in Walmart, right? Like, I don't understand how this is proof. Maybe it's enough for the right person if he's properly motivated to actually look into the shit, right? Maybe. But I don't know how that this is a smoking gun. Now, if this biography happened in real life, okay, maybe I just don't understand, right? Like, that could be what's going on. But I wouldn't sit here and believe my notebook of all the shit that I wrote down that happened that they would believe it, right? Or they would feel like it was any kind of proof. Apollo 8, was that the one that landed? No, they said it was a scout, right? I honestly can't fucking remember. Hilarious, sir. I really like your joke about the French salesman. Timmy is scared and that's natural while Turner's trying to get the courage up. I think he's actually going to do it, man. He intends to anyway. The fuck? Is it some kind of like hide and seek? Maybe they're looking up because they know the moon's up there and motherfuckers are going around it right now. Is that real or is this about a dream sequence? It could be literally anything. This could be the afterlife for all I fucking know. Surreal music fades out. Is that a good hand? I guess so. It's not great, but it's good. You got to organize your suits together, man. Fuck this game. Shit. That's what you get for snitching. Shit. Anyway, you got to organize your suits together, man. I cannot look at a hand of cards and not have my suits organized. Now I know Eric's a poker player, so he's probably cussing me out as we speak. You fucking idiot! That's not how you do it. I don't fucking know. Just say I'm not talking about poker. I'm talking about like rummy or spades or hearts, right? That shit has to be organized by suit. That's just what you do. The cross cutting with the moon shit. I don't like I said. I'm just not smart enough to understand this movie. I'm not. I'll just admit it, man. One of the things I think a lot of filmmakers capture very well is the way your mind goes to other places when you're in bad situations. I'd be getting my ass beat down as a kid in these fucking, by one of these stepfathers in the household or whatever, right? And I'd be thinking about some shit like, the dance I had with a girl a couple weeks ago or some shit, or just go back to like a Christmas and, that happened, right? Go back to a Christmas. My favorite Christmas was probably when I was 9. Whenever it was, Battlestar Galactica was on the air. 10, 6, well, I don't remember. Whatever Christmas it was, because I remember we watched an episode of Battlestar Galactica that Christmas night. They put it on its rerun, right? I was pretty young. But anyway, so my mind would go back to that shit, or I would remember my favorite birthday, which is when I was 6 years old. That happens, man. Your mind fucking goes back to this shit. That is a thing that happens. A lot of movies do that shit. They capture that very well. He ain't trying to escape, man. Plus, that ain't what he said he did. He didn't talk about like escaping. He talked about they kicked him out. He is fucked up, man. Yeah, I bitched before. Last month I bitched about point of view. How I think it was no, it was this month. It was Sing Sing. They fucked up with the point of view. Like they added a point of view character really like an hour and a half into the movie. It didn't work. Jesus, those motherfuckers, man. Talking shit, too. Let's get the fuck out of here. But this one, changing the point of view 37 minutes in, saved the movie for me. God damn. Wait a minute. You see how the captions went too far both directions? Was this not supposed to be 4x3? Is that just the version we got because of piracy? Interesting. I assume 4x3 was part of what they were doing, the perspective shift, right? And they showed that, man. They showed that shit where it's like he was on the train. Yep. They were gonna fucking kill you, man. They found all those bodies. He's so fucking lucky he wasn't one of them. It was his friend that did it, man. But what happened to Turner? That's the biggest question left in the movie. Now it's hopeful. You know what I wouldn't be doing? Being on the fucking road. That bike would have to be a cross-country bike or some shit, because I ain't going near the goddamn road, man. Believe that shit. Because nothing else, some motherfucker, this person here, he's having to go across the other lane to fucking fight, because you're blocking the road. He's gonna snitch. We got some motherfuckers back there blocking the road because they're riding the bike down the middle of the road and shit. Like, even if he didn't fear you guys escaped, man. I ain't being nowhere near a fucking road. I like how that was another killer transition. They transitioned from Elwood to Turner, just because they were looking down, right? And he looks back up, and all of a sudden it's the other one. Man, they've had some really good transitions. Oh, hopefully he's a fade out. He's about to die. Here it comes. He'll be at this intersection. Huh. Where's the train at? Yeah, shit. See, like I said, what did I fucking say? What the fuck did I say, man? I'm not saying it'd been easy to do that shit cross country, but that's what the fuck I'd be doing. Especially back in the 60s, they had unpaved roads, man. He's going down one right now, actually. This is stressing me the fuck out. This is the one time the format actually works, although we know he ain't looking behind him as fast as he's going, right? So the behind shots don't really work, but whatever, right? Really? You didn't go into the cornfield? My ass be going into tall ass cornfields, man. Good luck finding my ass. Believe that shit. You got all that fucking cornfield right there, and you fucking go to where they cut the shit down. So they can see you fucking for miles and shit, man. Run zigzag, because they're going to try to shoot your ass. Shit. Here he comes with that fucking gun. Yeah, he killed Turner. You son of a bitch. I'm glad your arm got blown off. Yeah, the running from behind ain't working for me. Something to do with how they have the camera set up. None of this shit from behind. Like, I understand they do that for the flash forwards. It's just a thing to separate it out, right? We wouldn't know what the fuck's happening otherwise. But there's something about the movement of the camera. It just feels like a video game, you know? Typically, that's where the camera is on a video game. Yep, they got his ass. Some bullshit, man. I'm going to say, this is a great fucking movie. This is a great movie. I wouldn't be surprised if it wins the Oscar. It's bold, it's clever. I just hate the format, and I would never watch it again. But, that doesn't keep it from being a great movie. I'm very curious what the reception was and what people thought of this. Because to me, like, this is a movie. You're watching a movie. This is a movie. You're watching a movie. And so I can't get immersed. The only thing to help that was the cross cutting, which is a brilliant choice. They did it at the perfect fucking time, and for me, it saved the movie. But ultimately, still not good enough. I mean, I'm just not into it, man. Just not my thing. That's why I don't like that found footage bullshit. Wow. And fucking great actress. I hope she got a nomination for this movie. My God, she is great. She's so fucking good, man. Not just that scene. Every scene she's been in was fucking great. That was clever. John Percival. Yeah, see, a lot of this shit is just nonsensical, man. He has a watch on his hand. He don't have a watch on his hand. David Lynch ass shit don't be making sense, man. But other shit, of course, clearly it's like shit from the time period, right? Yeah, there's that train. They did that again. That's how you got the fuck up out of there. 68, I was right. He got out in 67. He probably went in 66. Elwood Curtis. 2003. Here we go. So 2003. What do we figure? He was around 16 and 67. Add 40. He's here. He's probably about 52, 53. He's probably this is probably the actor they had the whole time. It's just now he's looking like in his early 50s, right? Oh, that was a shot where he took. We showed it earlier. We saw it earlier when he put his hand up, and the guy was taking a photo. That was the photo he took. That's clever. Again, this is some clever shit. So this nickel place was in Florida because that explains the fucking alligators. I didn't actually make the connection about the alligators till just now. That explains the fucking alligators. They'd be having them in the fucking buildings and shit because they're in Florida. And he was talking about Tallahassee, but that didn't necessarily mean they were in the same state. But I guess they probably were. Sinister history on Earth. Get these motherfuckers. Here's the thing, too, man. And I know I probably sound idiotic when I say this. It's not necessary. When you're running this kind of operation, it's not necessary to kill these motherfuckers. You're making money and shit, right? Like, you're making money. You got a good thing going here. Why are you killing people? It's because you want to kill motherfuckers. That's why. That's what it is. There's no business reason to kill these people. Other than, like, Turner makes sense because they were trying to fucking cover up their bullshit, right? Otherwise, why would that make any sense? So it's just pure evil, right? Like, you just want to kill people. Not saying killing is great if it has a financial motive or some kind of like power motive or some shit. I'm saying it's more understandable. All right, well, like I said, screenplay, these guys, we're going to be talking about them in the other video. Great fucking movie. Great movie. Brilliant filmmakers. I can't wait to see what they do next. But I hate it. Thanks, I hate it.